Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby. And today, I'm like extremely excited. I found this young lioness quite by accident, being nosy on somebody's profile, and a cameo song came on. You look at this gray hair, you understand why I stopped, because it's cameo. And there's this young lioness by the name of SoCandy. And I'm like, she better handle that. She did. She's a star. Stopped me dead in my tracks. We had to get to know more about her. Um, you guys can be distracted by her gymnast physique and all that good stuff and her antics. But beyond that is the talent, the star. When she walks into the room, I've been stalking, media stalking. And she walks into the room, it lights it up. She's got the power, she's got the presentation, and she's got the talent. She's got vocals, she's got lyrics, she's got presentation. This is everything that Janet turned out to be. This is everything that Beyonce turned out to be in its early stage. So let's get to know her. Thank you so much, SoCandy, for being
What what an introduction.
Hey, it's heartfelt. It's not play. And I don't have a script. I didn't have any questions written out. I'm going from, the feeling. For me, I get that feeling in the middle of my chest that says, this is something that you got to pay attention to. And so it stops me in my tracks. I'm old enough and wise enough to remember my mama saying, listen to your first mind. And I'm handling that. So from the inside looking out, can we know how you see the
How
art
I
of SoCandy? Mm-hmm.
how I see myself. Honestly, I think So Candy is completely different than Candace. I am So Candy is just like a real happy, fun person. She always wants to make people happy and be around people that have the same kind of energy. Does not like being around negative people. It's not like drama, arguments, all that. And she don't like that. And she really just wants to win. So Candy wants to be successful.
Okay.
She won't stop until she gets there.
I don't think you'll have to fight very hard. I mean, once I found you, the next thing I know, MP3 Wax is sending me the music, Vertigo is sending me the music. Your team is doing an incredible job. You're putting in the work. You're not gonna have a problem. So, can I know, you know, was there a defining moment that brought you to music?
Yeah. That made me take my music seriously. Yeah. I have always had a passion for music. Um, when I was young, very, very, very young, I just never just really took it serious. And I ended up making a professional cheerleading team. I cheered for the Houston Texans. And after that season, I felt like, yo, if I can do this, I can do anything. And that's when I decided to go, full-fledged artist. So
I knew those quads looked familiar. I'm I'm a cheer dad. That's why I say
are
she's
you?
she's on a competition team and her high school team.
Yeah.
And she came from gymnastics. And I watch her, and I'm watching the quads pop. I'm going, I know those quads. They're long, elongated. I'm like, okay. So I was going to ask, were
Yeah.
you a fitness person or competitor or something like that? And here you are,
Yeah.
a
I
cheerleader.
did I did all that. I was a gymnast.
Okay.
I was an elite gymnast. And then I cheered for my high school. Um, I was captain of my cheerleading team in high school and cheered in college. And then I cheered professionally for the Houston Texans. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. She is a star. She knows how to be on stage. She knows about the big movements, everything that it takes to present well and capture attention. And she's talented. Talk to me a little bit about your music training. What did you go? Because you're so polished, like you put the work in. Can we know a little bit about the journey to get you to this point?
Yeah. So when I decided to take my music career serious, I went and bought all my studio equipment. I got my audio interface, I got my mic, I got this computer I have, Pro Tools, and I stuck myself in my apartment for like months and just learned how to record myself. And after I started recording songs, I was reaching out to different people, started working with different producers, and it was just like me just getting in the studio and working with so many different people. I was perfecting my craft then. And, I'm still not the best at all, but I mean, just going through that journey has really helped me become a better artist and better at recording, better at writing, just whatever I'm doing.
What's the most fun for you about it right now?
Performing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. This is my favorite part.
Okay. She's a stage rat. Some people are gym rats. She's a stage rat. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, she belongs on stage and she loves to be there. It's so happy to talk to people who are in their element. It's not just like a profession, it's something that you love. Would you say that music is kind of like air for you? You got to have it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can't, music is just, I don't I like honestly feel like I don't need anything but music. I don't watch TV. Like, I don't do the movie thing. Like, I don't know. I love music. I just love music.
Okay. How many instruments do you play?
I don't play any instruments.
I was looking at the keyboard. I figured that as a producer, that you're learning Pro Tools, et cetera, et cetera. Mom said,
Um, so I have a keyboard because I play around on Logic a little bit, FL, but really what I use my keyboard for is like learning different chords, because it helps me write music. I learn the chords and then I write music to the chords. So yeah.
okay, okay. So that's your process. You get kind of some sort of idea sonically what you want to do, and then you write to that. I'm
It
music, so if it sounds like a layman question, it's because it is. I don't make music.
no, it's not. It's not. It all depends. Like it really all depends. Like one day I might be in my apartment and I'll say, dang, I want to make some music. And I'll go look up some chords and learn them or write down a subject I want to write about. Or I might be at the studio and somebody will make a beat and write to that. I mean, it just really all depends on like the situation, like what's going on at the time, the vibe.
Speaking of vibe, what was like the most funny music creation moment that you had since you talk about going on vibes?
The funniest one?
Yeah, something that just made you go, oh, that's a song. Let's go.
Okay, I'll tell you. This is a great question. Okay. So I have a song called Red Flag. Okay. And it's basically about men that aren't really that great to women, I guess. And just you don't have to listen to the song. Just like why are men acting like this these days? Why are we being treated like that? That kind of thing.
Mhm.
Well, I wrote the song because I went on a date with this guy. And we went to Ruth's Chris, and he basically told me while he was on the date that he wasn't with his baby mother, but she still lives with him. And I'm like, so why are you taking me on a date if you got another woman in your house? Like, what did you expect from this, And he's like, well, no, we don't sleep together. Whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, okay, do you guys still stay in this? Do you sleep in the same bed every night? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? So I ended up going home.
Yeah.
And I ended up going home, and the people that I was working with, I got a call from like one of the people on my team. And they're like, Candy, you just need to make a song about all these corny ass dudes. And I was like, all right. And my producer was actually, his name's Mingo. He was at my apartment at the time, started making a beat, and we made the song Red Flag. And in the song, like I just wrote about the date and how terrible it was, and just yeah. That's a funny song.
He thought you was Boo Boo the Fool.
Yeah, for
You sleep
sure.
in the same bed, you live in the same house. What? Right. Yeah, like, bump in the night don't happen. Ain't nobody stupid. I hope my daughter is smart enough to catch that and don't get involved with them. She's 16. I'm so terrified of what's coming down the pipe because of the
Doobie.
I,
Doobie, but you're in her life, so that's good, you know? Like there's a lot of women that don't have their fathers in their life, and I just feel like because you're there, it's gonna eliminate a lot of BS because you're able to teach her that kind of stuff.
I'm
A lot
trying.
of women grow up without their fathers, and yeah, you see how that's going. So
Yeah, well, we're the age of babies raising babies. That's what it is. I grew up with 9 sisters and a mother, so I'm hoping that some of the things they taught me I'm able to impart on her. But she is,
dang, your mom had 10 kids.
yeah,
Dang,
11 because there's a little brother after that. Yeah,
dang,
I come from an old school family. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And my great grandfather was a sharecropper, so big family. They had
yeah.
15 kids. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just normal. We just keeping it going. We keeping it going. I'm
That's what's
grandfather
up.
15 now. I love it. I love it. Um, Growing up, so obviously you said elite, you're an elite athlete. I consider cheerleaders to be an athlete, elite cheerleader. Was there college involved? Did you get like a scholarship to the
Yeah,
university? Okay.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I had a really bad relationship with my mother in high school.
Mm.
Um, and I remember wanting to just get out and get away as fast as possible. I think I had like 4 scholarships. They're all for cheerleading.
Okay.
And so I ended up going to the University of South Alabama. And the reason why I chose that school is because it was 11 hours away. It was the furthest away from my home. So yeah, I chose that one. That's how bad my high school like career was, like just with the relationship with my mother. It was just bad growing up. Like we got in fist fights. I got kicked out a lot of times. It was just a lot. And I understand a little because I was her first girl, and but it was like out, like I was so ready to get out of there, and I don't know. She just didn't want me to live life the way that she lived life when she was younger. But
Mm-hmm.
it was very hard for me, high school. I was like in jail. Seriously.
Not to put nobody down, but I came up under the Church of God, right? And my sisters, I looked at them, I'm like, y'all look like pilgrims with long dresses and sleep. They couldn't come off the porch, couldn't be on the. How did you make it through high school with that kind of oppression?
um
And if you don't want to
it
talk
was
about it, I
it
understand it's
was
personal.
it was cool. It was hard. But I mean, I always saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I knew I was gonna get out, and I wanted so bad. It kind of made me like do better because I wanted to get away so bad. Like since I left, I've never been back. And I mean, I guess it made me a better person. I don't know. I I wasn't doing a lot of things that a lot of the other high schoolers were doing. Um and I guess that's just what made me me, I guess. Did I while out when I got out of high school? I was partying a lot, yeah, for sure. And because it was like I can finally hang out with my friends. Like it was crazy, So I was,
Mm.
yeah, I think my life probably would have been different if I was able to do certain things when I was in high school. But I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
Well, I just feel like your early experience helped you put work clothes on your dreams, and you went to work, went to the construction site, built what you needed to build as a person. It takes a lot of intestinal fortitude to go through that, navigate that maze, stay focused, come out on top, and here you are, blazing the industry, just amazing benchmarks in your life. So congratulations and shout out to you for staying the course, and believing in yourself. You know what I mean? So what was your 11 hours away? So you didn't have any local cooking. You couldn't run home. What was your biggest college like struggle meal? Your go-to meal?
Struggle meal. I don't even know if I had struggle meals.
Because you had a meal card, huh? You were on.
Yeah, I was on the cheerleading team. It was, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't think I had struggle meals. Like we got a certain amount of meals, and I really I actually people, what do they call it? Freshman 15? They gain weight or whatever. I lost weight when I got to college because I really wasn't eating like that. I was trying to stay, and I don't know. And then they were weighing us every week, and it was just a lot. But I didn't really have a struggle meal because they treated us great.
You know what? I forgot about, you get the bus card, the meal card, so you can get around the city, and I forgot all about that. So
Yeah.
okay, well, mine was Doritos and cream cheese with orange crush soda.
Oh yeah.
I lived on it. Yeah, lived on it. I would say that you have such an amazing outlook. What was the biggest surprise as you transitioned from, high school, college sports to pro sports into center stage as an artist? What would you say the biggest surprise about the business part of the music business was for you?
The biggest surprise. I don't know if this answers the question right, but I think it was just me learning that people are there's a lot of people that are super shisty in the industry, and man, I've had so many traumatic events happen to me during my journey,
Right.
I've had people literally tell me they love me, look at me as a daughter, all kind of crazy stuff, and they're taking me, and it's that one that those kinds of things kind of stung me. It kind of hurt,
Yeah, you can't trust everybody.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes I from what I understand, they're not really red flags that a new person to the industry would recognize right away, because oftentimes the new artists, don't even know what questions to ask about certain things, and people see that and they take advantage of that. It's a shame.
Or they're scared to ask.
Or they're
They
scared.
feel like they have an opportunity. That's my thing. Oh, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to, you know what I mean? And then the whole time I'm getting scammed, So
yeah. Finding trustworthy people seems to be one of the biggest challenges. You might even find someone trustworthy, but they don't have the skill set, and they can get abused in representing you. Some people are definitely outside of their wheelhouse within the industry. So it seems to be a common thing, and more so obviously for women. I don't think we have to hash that over because it's a consistent complaint, all the way back from Ella Fitzgerald to now, SoCandy. These things have been happening. So we need to protect our ladies. That's my word. Anyway, talk to me about the joy you feel, because it appears to me from the outside looking in, like when you're, some of the behind the scenes things when you're performing and playing around, it's like the completion of a song is like a chapter ended for you and you've moved on to the next thing, and there's this big weight lifted and you're just clowning. Talk to me about that end of creation experience.
End of creation, man. Like just after you just finished the song.
Yeah, you finish it and it's ready to go and everybody it's green lit. You're like, yeah, I'm happy with my product.
Um, it's a good feeling, but it's like trap tells me it's like building a house, you know, like there's so many different steps. Like you get in the studio and you create a song and you are done with the song, you send it off, you get mixed and mastered, you get the artwork done, boom, you have all of this, and it's like, woo, I'm done. But it's like you're not done. Like
No.
there's like it's like a whole nother like it's like you're starting a new race now. So I mean it's way lifted off your shoulders that like the song's done and stuff, but it's a whole nother process to get it out to the people. It might be done to you, but people haven't even heard it. So it's
Mm.
like a whole nother race.
Can I know the most memorable fan interaction you've had on the positive tip? Maybe that you've affected their life, or I just love you, and oh, that kind of thing. Some positive.
You're asking me what's the craziest fan interaction I've had?
Most touching.
Okay, let me
I
tell
could
you.
tell you, I know it's some wild stuff, but I wasn't the most touching.
Oh, yeah, no, this one's wild. This one's wild. All
Yeah, okay, let's
right.
go.
So I was in Pensacola, Florida, and I did a bike show. Um, and this was cool because my mom actually came out for this and she never comes out for my music stuff. But anyways, we're there. There was these kids. There's these little girls. They had to be like 11 or 12, maybe like, I don't even think high school yet. They were doing TikToks. They were so cute or whatever. They wanted to take pictures with me. It was cool. Took pictures with them. And I was like, hey, you guys, I have this song. You guys should come on stage with me. It'll be fun. Woo, woo. So I'm performing the song, and there's some girls that come up on stage, and then there's one girl that stayed behind and she didn't come. So I got off stage and she like ran up to me, the girl that didn't come, and she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't come on stage with you. There's just a lot of men around the stage, and I don't feel comfortable around men because I was raped when I was younger. And I was like, yo, that's insane. Like, why? Like that she felt like that's very personal. That's a very touchy subject, but it's like she felt comfortable telling me that. You know what I mean? And it's like I just like hugged her. Like I didn't know what to do, you know? I just like hugged her and just tried to be there for her as much as I can for the time I was there. But yeah, that's probably the most memorable touchy moment I've had as an artist.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, that would have filled me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Ah, you know, y'all could cloud me if you want to. It's okay to feel something. That would have filled me up a little bit. I might not have been neutral. Uh,
Yeah.
how did you handle something like that? Like, besides, I know that you held it together because of the young lady, but when you walked away from that experience, do you remember, how you felt?
Yeah. I felt like, dang, like that's the first time anything that extreme ever happened to me, you know?
Uh,
I was like, dang. Like it made me think about like what I put out in the world and like the audience that really like you never know who's watching you. You never know who like wants to be like you. Like, you know what I mean? So I
uh,
don't know. It made me feel good that she felt that way. Like I had that type of aura to where she like would even want to tell me something like that.
mm,
But it also made me think twice about like, okay, these little kids are watching you, Candy. Like you need to
right,
be careful, but you know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah.
I, you don't have any regrets about your artistry and owning your persona, do you?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
really don't. I really don't. I just no, I don't have any regrets. I
Okay.
have fun. My my I'm a fun person and I'm blunt and I say some things sometimes that are a little extreme, but it's just, it's just me.
But it's just entertainment. I
Yeah.
I feel, and I I just look at it like that. I may be too lenient. I don't know, but I have fun with your music. I just have fun with the stardom. For me, that stopped me dead in my tracks. Whatever you've gone through has molded this entertainer. You know what I mean? That as you're talking to me, you're telling me about how you're connecting with people, you're touching people's hearts, and they trust you. Just for have someone just come up and trust you with something so deep, personal about how control was stolen, from their lives in a situation. My
Yeah.
God. Anyway, so outside of the music art, what drives Candace, SoCandy, however you would, what drives you? What's in your heart outside of music?
Um, what drives me just every day to get up every day? Um,
That's a good question.
I mean, just really like it's like for me right now, I've always had a really good work ethic because of gymnastics. I genuinely feel like because of gymnastics, that's why my work ethic is the way it is.
Uh,
Uh, but now that I have these things going on right now, like I have TJ Chapman as my manager, Trap is behind me with like records and just helping me with everything, Emoji Gang. I just feel like this is a very vulnerable moment in my career that I can't fuck up. So like that's what drives me every day. Like,
uh,
don't mess up. Like literally, because a lot of people don't get this opportunity. And I didn't get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? There was so many nights and days where I was like watching people have an opportunity like this. And I'll always be like, why not me? Like, why not? And
right.
so now that it's finally like here and I see things happening and there's like so much more emotion than I've ever had in my career, I don't want to mess it up. So yeah.
Another driving force, you're a military brat. So,
Yeah.
that probably helped. You're a self-starter, obviously. Did growing up in a military family help with that at all, or do you see it as something negative?
Honestly, I don't see it as something negative, but I think that because I was a military brat, it made me socially awkward because I was the new girl everywhere I went.
Yeah.
And like it was like I don't know how to make friends. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. I have a hard time being social. Like I'm really shy, like for real. And I know it doesn't look like that on social media, but when you get around me and you get to know me, like I'm super shy. And I think that has to do with me being a military brat and not being in a certain place for a certain amount of time. Like I was always moving.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up. I'm a military brat, and we moved around, and everywhere I went, I was, too light for the black kids to play with and too dark for the white kids to play with. So books and words were my friends, and then constant movement. So I'm just saying that to say I understand. We have a similar experience.
Where did you grow up?
I was born in Kansas, of all places,
Yeah.
in LA, Massachusetts, Florida, and then yeah, I finished out in Los Angeles in South Central when he decided to retire. So
Okay.
then I went into the military at 18, like 31 days after my 18th birthday. It was my first day of basic training. And I
Mm.
didn't retire until 2013. So this is my second career, and I'm having a great time. and I'm doing what I love. This is like air for me, being able to.
What branch were you?
I was Army.
Your Army. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah. So I get rejuvenated every time I get an opportunity to see young our young people,
How
making.
did you know I was a military brat though?
I'm reading. I research. I am a journalist. I have
Where
been.
did I say that though? Or where did I say I was a military brat? Because I don't tell people that.
I mean, I can tell you a few other things. Like,
Oh,
you know, this is what I'm a journalist. I really am not. I'm not a blogger, and I'm actually the editor in chief. So I personally wanted to handle this. I didn't pawn you off on a contributor. I wanted to
yeah.
talk to you myself. I do my job. And
Yeah.
you talk to TJ. I handled T-Pain and B.O.B. for him. I'm taking you that seriously.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
So research, and it's on your Spotify bio by chance.
Oh, dang.
Just since you had to know, I don't want to keep the mysteriousness going. I'm like, oh,
I'm like, wait a minute. What is he? How did he get this? That's funny. Okay.
yeah. Did you want me to blank that out, edit it out?
Oh no, that was great. Anybody can do that.
Okay, all right, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I actually do my job. I'm really interested in SoCandy, the artist, and the person behind SoCandy. That's why we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you for trusting me with some of the tidbits that you're trusting me with. Some of that's really deep.
Thank
And
you for the questions. These are not normal questions for me.
yeah, I'm not your standard issue. Feel me? Anyway, um, since you've been interviewed by pretty much, well, you're at the beginning of being interviewed by everybody, their cat, uncle, and dog. Trust me. Thus far in your journey with the media, is there anything that you've wanted to talk about that we've just completely skipped over, neglected, and you go like, damn, why did they not ever ask this?
Um, no.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you're just like, okay, I got to do this. So I'll just talk to them. I got it. I don't care what they ask me, whatever. I'm glad that anyway, this is different. I'm enjoying you. And
Yeah.
I hope it's not boring for you. I
No,
really,
it's not boring because you're asking me questions I really never have asked before. So it's really cool.
okay.
Yeah.
I would like to know if you'll permit me. I would like to know. You already know it's gonna be stupid, right? Uh,
uh,
what's been your craziest, like, what the fuck moment thus far in your career? Something that you didn't have to even be involved. You just looked at it and go, did that really just happen? Like, what?
um, what the fuck moment?
I know you see a lot of goofy stuff when you run around. Anything, maybe something that just had you rolling on the floor like I can't.
Funny
Mm,
in my career?
thus far.
I have a I don't know. A what the fuck moment? I don't know if it relates to like my career. I don't really think I've had like a what the fuck moment in my career, but I know like I had a an ex of mine that cheated on me, and the girl hit me up in my DMs and sent me a video of him getting out of her bed.
Well, that's definitely a WTF. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. And then he's like trying to like explain to me. He's like, no, I didn't do anything. I'm like, bro, you literally were getting out of her bed. Like, what do you mean?
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. What are you looking forward to most as your career develops? Because you're a big stage person, and the arenas. I don't know if you performed in arenas yet, but it's coming, and that's me, manifesting for you
Yeah.
in your business. But what are you looking forward to most
Definitely big performances for sure. But I think right now I'm looking forward to like just the journey. Like, there's a lot of things happening right now. We're doing a lot of like promo stuff, doing a lot of interviews and things like that. TJ's setting me up with a choreographer, a really great choreographer that I am so excited for that, because like, I come from a gymnastics cheerleading background and that's fun. That kind of stuff is fun to me, So I think the journey of just like becoming a better performer, becoming a better entertainer, and just learning in the process. I think that's what I'm most excited for. Of course, like the end results and being on those big stages and things like that. But I feel like the journey is the fun part, you
Mm,
know?
mm. I can imagine it would be fun. It would be nerve-wracking, especially when you're a woman. The maze is already difficult enough, and then you have extra obstacles and benchmarks that you got to deal with throughout the career. But I'm like, I can't wait. So you haven't been there. So the big movements are coming, but you already have those. Cheerleaders are so tight with their form and that 2 minutes and 30 seconds that you're out there, you know what I mean? This big arena stage, like hitting the Apollo and cover it and capture the entire stage with a production. I'm excited to see you do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cheerleading is completely different than
yeah,
artistry, though.
yeah, it
Let me
is.
tell you, because I performed in front of 75,000 people, with some of the biggest artists I've performed with, but like it's completely different when it's just you and not 34 other women, and you have a microphone in your hand. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's different. I Do you ever feel like a extra heavy weight when you're in front of an audience and it is just you and you like, I don't know about these people.
yeah, last night I had to perform at Strokers, and sometimes every time I get on stage I get nervous though.
Really?
Every time. But it's one of those things where it's like, this is what I prayed for. This is what I've manifested. Like, ain't nothing you can do now. Just don't mess up, But yeah, there's definitely pressure when you go into certain types of crowds. Some crowds are hard to please, and some crowds love you. Last night there was a lot of pressure because it was like a strip club, and there's a lot of people in the building. It was really cool. I did good, Trap did good. Everything was great. But it was definitely kind of scary.
The fact that we're breaking music. I used to be on the street team, right, in the breaking service, and we travel the country, hanging posters and do all that stuff. That being with the artists at the in stores and things. Breaking a record at a strip club has always been a different animal. As a
Yes.
female artist, I'll never be able to understand the dynamic. How is it different, do you think, or in your opinion, your experience, from watching a male artist perform in the strip club? Everybody still got to throw money for the strippers because you're on stage, taking up their time performing a song. But reception wise, what made you uncomfortable, or it was so different about last night in that club? That
Yeah, it wasn't the strippers. I like strippers.
okay.
So it wasn't the strippers. They're cool. Like I said, it was just a crowd, But I think halfway through my performance, everybody kind of warmed up. People coming to the stage. It was pretty cool. But I don't know, just going somewhere where like nobody knows you and like having to get out there and do your thing is kind of nerve-wracking, especially when you have all these other artists going up and the crowd was just there was a lot of people in there, you know, the crowd was like kind of, I don't know how to say this without sounding rude. The crowd was just like not really excited for people, I guess. I don't know.
They were
So
nonchalant towards the entertainment.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay. And then did you see when they perked up? Was it when you did Candy?
Yeah, there's people coming up to the stage. There's people anticipating the performance. You can hear people talk when you're up there and stuff. So yeah, it was cool. We got off stage, everybody was excited. It was cool. I honestly put a lot of like, I'm really extreme and I'm very hard on myself. So it really wasn't like what I'm saying. Like, I'm just really, 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 really hard on myself.
Right.
We actually had a great time. It's just, like I said, every time I go on stage, I get nervous until I'm out there.
So you're there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's on and cracking.
Yeah.
So Tastes Like Candy is the new single. It's amazing. She does cameo extreme justice on the vocals, and the party is definitely there. Red flag, something to watch out for. She's telling you something introspective, part of her life. And she wants it all. And this is her nickname for me. I ain't doing none small. Yeah. That lyric.
Funny. You do your research.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. Yeah, I wanted it to be comfortable for you, and I hope that you were comfortable enough to come back and talk to me again. All right. Is there anything you wanted to cover today that I may have missed?
Yeah, actually. Shout out to TJ Chapman and Tribeca. Just how incredible Tribeca is. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Tribeca produced the record, Tastes Like Candy. And he's just such an incredible person to me, and I appreciate everything from him. So yeah, for sure.
All right, I appreciate you. Can we give him out socials and website if you have one, whatever?
Yeah, so
dates coming up.
You can follow me on social media, all social media platforms at Real SoCandy. Follow my TikTok because I got banned. Real SoCandy 2.0 is my TikTok. And yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, everybody. It's always a great opportunity for me. It's an honor for me to catch the young ones coming up. This young lion has, as I said earlier, put work clothes on her dreams. She's come through the ranks. She's earned her stripes, and she is putting out good music. She has great personality, great energy, and the young ladies who need someone to reach out to and connect with have found a connection with her. Outside of all the fun stuff and appreciation of God's art, this is our next big voice. I'm saying it. And the Hype Magazine is going to support. So until next time, the Hype Magazine live sessions. SoCandy, Tastes Like Candy new single. Go support. She's on all the DSPs. And shout out. Looking forward to you coming back and talking to us again.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out to Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.